The delay? No, go ahead. Bring him in. We need him right as soon as possible. Okay. As soon as possible. Here we go. Okay. Everyone set? Here we go. Okay, Neil Berger, our director. How are you, Stu guys?
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
You could no particular place, wherever you're comfortable. Wherever you're comfortable. Okay.
Hi,
There's
everybody.
Lucy Fischer and Doug Wick, our producers.
Just to prove that it happened.
Okay. Who has a mic? Who's giving that mic?
Most importantly,
Okay. And Veronica Roth. Okay, we're good to go. Stephen?
Hi, congratulations, everybody. I'd love to ask Neil and Veronica. Veronica, you've got a big producing credit along with Lucy and Doug on this movie. So what were your anxieties or considerations about the adaptation of this trilogy for you with the movies? And Neil, working with Veronica, was that inhibiting in any way, having the author so plugged in to what the movie was going to be?
My anxieties, I think, are just, the standard anxieties of any author who hands over their work to be adapted. But I also know, from the second the book hits the shelves, it stops belonging to the person who wrote it and it starts belonging to everyone who reads it. So I was pretty well practiced in letting it go a little bit, which I think is a good thing, because there's no way that they can be exact replicas of each other, and they shouldn't be. They're different mediums, so that they should communicate in different ways. And so my anxieties were very much assuaged by the people I chose to hand it over to. And I had a lot of trust for them in the decisions that they would make. And I think it seems like that trust was well-founded since I love the movie. So I'm really happy with the way it all turned out. But I think that's the key, is just, for me, was finding people that I trusted to respect the work and to love it and to do good things with it.
For me, the challenges for me were the same for Doug and Lucy, who started out developing the screenplay, was really fitting all of that story into a movie. And because we really loved the story and loved all the different characters and all the different events, but a movie is just a different beast in the book. She's written something that's 400 plus pages, and we're working with something that's 100 pages, and just has different needs, different dramatic needs. And so really the challenge was just fitting all that story that we loved, into it. And there are a lot of events in the movie, and they are compressed, and it has kind of a crazy pace because of that. And I think we really just decided to just get it all in there as best we could. And so then the trick was to make that work.
Was it inhibiting at all? Because on your other movies?
Oh, to work with, yeah, Veronica's really unpleasant, and it's and very intimidating. No, it was fantastic actually, because the world is in creating a world of the movie. There are so many questions that come up, and so to have the source at right next to me or at the end of a phone, and to be asked, like, where do they use money? Where do they get, what do they do? What happened? And what happened 100 years ago, really? And what's also happening down the line? What's coming in the next? Because she hadn't finished writing the third book when I was prepping the movie. And so it was fantastic to be able to get an insight and to actually just hear what the truth was behind all of it, so that we made sure that all of our characters were on the right path in our movie.
Should I go? Okay, Veronica, my question's for you. Sorry, I mispronounced your name. Can't speak today. I was going to ask you, the idea of this came to you, I think, when you were a freshman in college, and I would imagine that some of the ideas of this are from, when you're going into college, you have to take your SATs, and then you got to declare a major, and you got to say who you're going to be for the rest of your life when you're 18 years old.
Right.
So just wondering, how those ideas came about. And secondly, we were talking a little bit before this about where are the arts people in these groups? Where are the creatives, the poets, the writers, the musicians? Where do they fit into this world?
Well, Gosh, okay. No, I know where they fit in. I'm trying to remember your first question. Oh, right, gotcha. Okay, sorry, just lost it there. Well, really, I think that the you have to choose at 16 thing is more of an emotional reality for young people than an actual reality, because obviously we know when you grow older that you can change your mind, you can change your career, you can change your whole life. You don't have to pick it right then at 18. But when I was 16, I felt like I had to decide right now, figure out what classes you're going to take, make sure you get good grades, like prepare your college application, pick your major, like plan your whole life. And that felt very real to me. So I wanted it to be on the page. And that's why 16, not 18, because that was the age for me when it was like, why are people pressuring me to decide all this? As far as the artists go, each faction has their own form of artistry, I think, especially Amity and Dauntless. So Dauntless, tattoo artists, especially, although more in the book sense of the tattoos than in the movie. And then Amity, of course.